Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and it is the day that we've all been waiting for, right up until most of the set was leaked. So we've got Modern Horizons. A Horizon set is about 50% brand new cards and 50% reprints. Both pools of cards are completely insane from what I've seen, and then they did special guests, which is basically masterpieces. And 100% of them are reprints. In fact, let's start with that. We've got Thought-Knot here, a card that was formerly an insane amount of money. Now, $2.99. Yep, if you want to know how far they power crept Magic, I mean, this was mostly in standard, but still. But jumping into brand new cards, we've got Ulamog the Defiler, and I think I'm just going to have to call this Des Doesn't Remember What Was Already Leaked, the series, part 1. Pretty sure we haven't seen this. Spoiler alert, they fused together, which never happened. This is supposed to be an occurred in the past set, and they're just completely rewriting the past to be more interesting, which very lefty thing to do, very Seattle thing to do, makes sense. But Mr. Hula Hula Mog here is a 10 cost, non-colorless, just generic, 7/7 legendary creature Eldrazi, and when you cast this spell, target opponent exiles half their library, rounded up. That's whether it resolves or not, so that is happening, I guess, unless you cast Void Slime, or like a Void Slime effect. Then Ward, sacrifice 2 permanents, so if you want to target him, you have to do that. And then when he enters the battlefield, he enters with a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. That could be pretty big. And then Ulamog has Annihilator X, which never should have been printed ever again, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on it. So you pretty much have to line up free casting them unless you do some crazy mana ramp or something. I'm not sure which one's more complicated, to be honest. Probably just throw them in the graveyard, resurrect them, done. But then you have to have something in exile, so you have to have the big old, like, BFZ, I don't remember what it's called, the mechanic that throws stuff in exile. Or, like, removes it from exile, whatever, that was a long-ass time ago. Then, on top of that, you have to keep them alive, which Ward sack too, I mean, it doesn't say non-land, and then you have to swing with them. Just play Phyrexian Obliterator. There you go. So I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying nobody's going to free cast him on like turn 2 in Legacy or something, but yeah, he's not the greatest. Speaking of thick, chonky Eldrazi, we've got Kozilek the Broken Reality, or as I called him, Cozy Shack. Because he is also the co-owner of a brand that makes fine tapioca and delightful, I think, flan. I don't remember actually. I bet Senor Rico and Topo Chico. Anyway, when you cast this spell, up to 2 target players each manifest 2 cards from their hands. Okay, so you make it a 2/2 and you can flip it up for its mana cost. For each card manifested this way, you draw a card. Hello. And then other colorless creatures you control will get +3/+2. So a Lord's card for colorless creatures. I mean, there are Eldrazi tokens. I do find it odd that he didn't require colorless, but I guess they wanted people to actually play him. For 9, though, I mean, I think some of the Eldrazi in a roundabout way are directly can tap to, like, generate mana to cast another Eldrazi or something, or reduce their cost. I don't know. I don't want anything to do with any deck that runs this, and thankfully I won't have to because I don't play those formats. But next up, Flare of Duplication, because why not print, vintage grade cards? So Flare of Duplication costs 3, yeah, scratch that. You may sacrifice a non-token red creature rather than pay this spell's mana cost. So this costs 0. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Not too bad, but then we've got Flare of Malice, which costs 4, except, screw that, you may cast this if you sack a non-token black creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost, in a color that really cares if things die. Like, you usually get a benefit from death triggers. So, yeah, and it's also the color where you can bring creatures back. So each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. So a kill spell that gets past indestructible and hexproof. It is not their choice which one to get rid of, so it's very powerful, and it costs 0. Then we've got Flare of Fortitude. Who cares what the cost is? It's a white instant. You may sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost, and then until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Holy crap, that is like Angel's Grace on steroids, and for 1 mana cheaper. 0. This is the most powerful out of all of them. This is insane. I mean, you're only going to buy yourself 1 turn, but this is like such an emergency card. It is just stupid, and I love it. So presumably that'll be, the other two colors as well eventually. I don't remember if they've been leaked, to be honest. I think the green one has, but we're doing spoilers this time around. So next up we got Dog Umbra. It's a 2-cost white enchantment aura with flash and enchant creature. I was like, oh cool, doggo card, and then I realized, nope, it's just another mentally deranged furry because WotC. They probably employ quite a few mentally deranged furries. I'm surprised their liability insurance lets them get away with anybody that works there. But as long as another player controls enchanted creature, it can't attack or block, so it's a 2-cost pin down. Otherwise, Dog Umbra has Umbra Armor, which is if enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. So nice little shield there. I believe that's literally a shield token. Like there was this thing called a shield counter, I should say, not a token. But you would drop it on them, and then whenever they take damage, they'd lose a shield. I believe that's how that worked. Really cool mechanic. They should have brought it back, actually. I thought it worked better than Ward, which, okay, semi-indestructible, semi-hexproof, like all the like half measures are so much more fair and balanced than just, oh, you can't target it. Oh, you can't blow it up. It's a little too harsh and drastic, Semi-trample with if it gets blocked, it does 1 damage or 2 damage and this little trigger goes off, Those were really good half measures, very, very measured, very calm, very, innovative, and then they just took the power level and sent it off a cliff. They put a brick on the gas pedal and just said goodbye. And 4 years later, they lost 30% of their company, so I guess we know who was right there between me and them on design philosophy. Next up, Jet Medallion. They're all going to be here. These are reprints from a million years ago. 2-drop, black spells cost 1 less to cast, so it's not really a mana rock, but it pretty much is. They're actually running a really weird promotion with this where if you have a copy of the card, you can jump on Wizard's private jet whenever you want. That just seems odd. I hope it has a lot of seats because a lot of these are getting printed, but I have a very good source on the internet that says that that's definitely true. Disclaimer, that is not true and I made it up. And finally, we got the counterfeit, I guess I'll call it. Oh, wait, I mean proxy. No, that's not the word. Hold on. Having a brain fart here. Oh, yeah. Legacy frame or old school frame? I legitimately don't remember. I was making a joke. Retro frame? I think it's retro frame. The card may or may not have ever been printed in that frame. It's just selling to people with way too much money who've been playing the game way too long and have nostalgia. Everybody that didn't play in that period is like, wow, that's ugly and a giant step back. I could barely read white text on a chaotic background. Good riddance. Oh, it's back. Great. And somehow, I guess all the vendors are totally not colluding in price fixing to agree that there was so much more money in this retro frame because they're pretending to be old and pretending to be from that older set. This is right up there with like the mystery booster, the list crap, where it is literally a counterfeit, a full-blown counterfeit of the card with original mana symbol and everything, and they put a little tiny planeswalker icon in the bottom left to let you know that it's a legitimate counterfeit of a card that was printed 25 years ago. Ask any buy list sorting employee at any place that does buy listing what they think of that. Let's just say I have it on good authority that the number of incorrectly classified cards is going up a bit. Anyway, Flusterstorm, it's a 1-cost blue instant counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1, and then Storm, which is ridiculous. I believe that's clone it for every spell you cast this turn. Yeah. This is the stop them from disrupting your storm stack anti-storm card, which I already hate Storm. You can imagine what I think about this. Nobody would play that, yes. Iconic Masters, $35. Commander Original Edition from 2013, $35. Promotional Buy a Box Edition, $30. Judge Foil promo, $200. Currently not in stock. And Mystery Booster, the list counterfeit, $43. It's a pretty good price for counterfeit. And that's all we got today. I guess they're going really light on the spoilers, which seems odd. I mean, I just kind of picked and chose. There was some other ones like Dismember, oh boy, who cares? Persist, whatever, we've seen it. There's some other interesting stuff in the uncommon slot, but I don't care about this set. It's probably going to be worth a ton of money, but if you open it and take the margins on buy listing or selling it or shipping it, it's not only is it not worth the labor, it's literally not even worth the margin you're going to lose in materials and shipping and expenses. Like eBay is going to take like 17% by the time they're done taking their 12.9%. It's like car sales. Nobody really knows how it works. $200 lot/service fee. I'll go get the car. Park it on the street. That's legal this time of year. Piss off with that $200. It's bullshit. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to have more spoilers in the future if anybody gives a shit. And I'll see you guys next time.